Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. If you're live, thanks so much for joining us. And if you're watching later, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic medium, spirit navigator. And today I have very talented healer and good friend Sibyl Harmony with me. We're going to be answering your questions live here on YouTube. How are you, Sibyl? Thanks for joining me today.
Oh, I'm delighted to be here with you. Thank you for inviting me on and doing the show with me. I'm delighted, and so is we've got my higher self orb, divine mother there. You can see that. Kind of come and go in and out. Yeah.
If you watch her, because I've been talking to her for a few minutes, there it goes. If you look to her as you're looking at her, it's on the right-hand side behind the crystal against the wooden wall, right in the corner there. You're going to see a metallic purpley blue like cloud or like a little tent. And it gets bigger and less, but it's there. You'll see it. It powers up and then moves, and it's real. I've been watching it. It's disappeared and come back. It's not a reflection. It's a real thing. There it was. So anyway, just keep your eye on that because that's interesting. Apparently, that's been happening in your videos, huh, Sibyl?
Yeah, it's been here for about 2 months, and other people were seeing it, and I did videos on it. And because at first I was just, sometimes when psychic phenomena happens, I'm just like, okay, yeah, whatever. I see it all the time, and I just kind of take it for granted. But then I'm like, yeah, wait a minute. We should look at this. We should talk about this. And it told me it's Divine Mother. It's partly reminding all of us that our higher self, as we go through our awakening process in these changing times that we're going through now, and we're connecting spiritually, that this is very real, and that you too have light and higher self. And as we are letting go of the denseness and the heaviness and the fear and the stress and the all the earthly things that, and we're going through this big time of change here on earth, we are bringing in our divine light. So it's really everybody's light, but that's just here with me, but she's just here showing you that the light, and kind of validating that, for all of us light workers and everybody who is watching this, who really I call, the sons and the daughters of the light. The light is here with us, guiding us through these dark times. And that's why I feel like it's here. And I also kept hearing, I hear messages and songs. I kept hearing that song, Rihanna's song, I Want You to Stay. And that was coming on the radio a lot right before this came on. And so I'm like, okay, because I was saying, like, what do you want me to do? And they're like, I want you to stay. So yeah, so that's my interpretation. If you connect with it in another way and get another message, that's cool. Or, and this is here, we're here to help you connect with your own light. Yeah. I love
Definitely.
that. Yeah.
So I can see it really clearly. I don't know. Sometimes you can see it more clearly when you're looking
Yeah, it comes and
straight.
goes. Yeah.
You can see it more clearly when you're looking at Sibyl and you see it out of the corner of your eye, because that's kind of how
it's kind of a
spirit
little
works.
bit over here as I send love into myself. It feels like sometimes it gets brighter as I kind of tune in my heart chakra and send love. Then it starts to get brighter. So,
Right. All right. Well, I want to just start this reading out by saying that I just want to say a little disclaimer, which is all of this advice is our opinion. It's not professional. We're not giving out any medical, legal, accounting, financial advice. It's not to be taken as professional advice. It's just our opinion. Okay. And let's get started. And I just want to say the energy is pretty hard right now, right? So be gentle with yourself, be gentle with everybody. Let's go with Fun Press, who says, my name is Leslyn, and am I going to move out of my grandmother's house? Well, yeah, of course you are. The question is, when are you going to move out of your grandmother's house? There's something coming up for you. I don't think you move out, but you do. There's an opportunity for you to spend more time away, like you meet new friends or you have a new group of people that are really important in your life. It's like, and it's fun. It's like a new group of friends. That seems to me it happens next month. But moving out, I feel like it could be right around the beginning of next year, maybe between January and March. Although if that falls through, it would be June. That's what I'm seeing. What do you think, Sybil?
Yeah. When I'm looking at you, Leslyn, I see you on the front porch, like you're already out thinking about like, I want to get out of here. And, but I feel like there's like this glue or it's like gum. Because when you pull it, it has all this threads or something. It's like, and you're going and pulling it, and then all of a sudden it's going to pop. And then you'll be released from the energy. But it feels like you have gum, like, oh,
Like
trying to,
chewing gum, like
yeah,
stretching chewing gum.
yeah.
Okay,
And
interesting.
then
Wow.
all of a sudden it's going to pop. And this is kind of like about you standing up for yourself. When I pulled a card for it, I see you having victory, but this is a little bit of a fight that you're in, kind of with the energy, you know. So, but this is a victory card. So, yeah.
Nice, nice. Yeah, you just keep working towards that, dear. And maybe also work on your self-worth. There's a little bit of like, you need that I can do it. You need to know that you've got this. You really can do this, okay? You are guided, you are loved, and that is true of everybody, really. Um, and I'm sorry I didn't make it so that you can pick questions
I
because
have
now
one
I'm.
more card for her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
So
ahead.
this is the divine channel. See the little strings of like something, but that's lightning there. But I feel like it's like that, and all of a sudden it's going to pop. And it says you are a channel for divine healing power. So it's like you're calling it in. It's like almost like calling in your freedom from the energy that's there that maybe isn't horrible, and it's just not your energy. It's not where you know that you don't, it feels stale there. It feels
Right.
like just
Stuck and stale.
like once she wants to get out with the friends you were seeing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to happen. This is a good time to be in groups, new
Right.
friends. Okay.
Yes. Yes. And look how purple that orb is back there. It's actually turning the wood purple. It's really amazing.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
no new thing, no lights coming on or off or anything. I'm not a technical person. I can't even edit my videos. I'm like I belong out in the forest with the flowers and the fairies or something. I don't even edit so I didn't create it.
Yeah. No, it's not. You can see it moving. Okay. Catherine Ross says, will I continue to live in East Tennessee? I heard no. Not sure I could take the politics here. East Tennessee, I do not see you living there. But it might be a little while. It might be August before you get free of their. Something could happen beforehand, but for some reason they're highlighting August. I don't know why. But I do see you moving on. What do you get, Sybil?
I do. So I pulled this card for her. It's reversed, so it may not happen right away, but I get messages and songs, and I'm hearing this song. I think it's from like the 80s or the 90s. No, it's more like the 2000s. Like, I am not home. Leave your name and your number. Do 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 do.
Yeah.
That's the
Yes.
song I'm
Yes.
hearing.
Yes.
But you
Yes.
are not. That is not your home, and you are not going to be staying there. Like
Nice.
when?
I love that.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool, Sybil. Awesome. Well, there you go, Catherine. We see you moving on. But there's a little delay. So it could be that you just have to kind of maybe learn some patience or retreat from whatever the situation is that's
Right.
kind of giving you anxiety. Don't let them pull. So there's a message there, actually. The message is don't let them pull you into their mess or pull you into their situation or their anxiety. The message is shield yourself, insulate yourself, and pull back, uh, because they're going to act a fool. I don't know. Somebody in your community is going to be getting all worked up over something, and your job is to not get involved.
Yeah, I feel
Okay.
like it's also like there's something that you don't want to do again. Like there's a pattern that you're releasing, and you maybe ask, like, do you want to still do this pattern? And so it's about breaking that pattern. But I also got this card, transmuting shame. My intention is to have compassion for myself and my choices, my challenges, and to replace my shame with love, honor, and tenderness. Okay. So that's the card I was getting for her. I have a lot of
And,
cards.
and don't take it personally that she means shame. You could really, I would just think about that word, like, are you ashamed that you live there? Are you ashamed that you didn't make this decision earlier? Is there some shame hanging around somewhere in the back of your mind that you're not aware of? Because that could be what that means, right? Like, don't blame yourself, basically. Like, just accept it. I stayed here, I moved here, it's all good. Now I'm going to do the next thing, because that self-recrimination doesn't work. It holds us. It holds
Oh,
us.
yeah, of course. It could be somebody else's shame or shame that's projected on you, but we all have that kind of as a human condition. There's something wrong with us, or we didn't make the right choice, or we're too fat, or we're too old, or we're too stupid, or whatever it is. And so that's just reminding us, like, not to blame yourself. And maybe somebody, maybe that community isn't supportive of you, but it's just transmuting the energy, if that makes sense.
You're gonna get out of there. Okay, let's move on. We're gonna stick with the songs. I feel like I'm on whatever that show is when they say, Alex, I want to stick in this category for 500. I don't know why. Mark C says he's struggling to whether he should stay in the US or move to France. And he's quoting the Clash. Should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go now? So that's
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Should I stay or should I go now? So complicated. It's a little complicated, isn't it, Mark? It seems to me that there's some strings, there's complicated things, like it's not a clean break. There's things holding you here, either people, situations, something's holding you here. I will say what I get, and then let's see what Sibyl says. What they're telling me is, this is a good advice for kind of like all of us, because I know that we're all like thinking we need to move. Like, as a matter of fact, my spirit guide said 2025 was going to be musical chairs. We were all going to be moving jobs. Everything is going to be changing. So, but what they're telling me is, consider going there get a visa for 3 months, or at least a month, and spend a month to 2 to 3 months there, because I'm not sure what this is that's holding you back. If there's like in your brain you're thinking, what if I don't like it? What if I you're kind of thinking of this as a one-way ticket. Like, you really are like, I can't go back. Like, I don't want to go back. I'm going to sell everything. I want to close it off. And Spirit is like, maybe you should try a trial, get a flat, and just spend 3 months there, and see how you like it then. Because it's not only France, it's where do you move in France? So there's some questions too about what might be the best region for you. What do you think, Sybil?
Yeah. So remember, it's the process. So I'm hearing that song. I'm hearing a song with something about who can I turn to. It's like, and a lot of us. So whenever we're answering a question, remember, everybody who's watching this show, the questions that Susan's picking are for everybody. So you're not just sitting there waiting to hoping to get your question through, because the answers are, you're hearing it for everybody. The answers, okay. So you can apply it to yourself. And I like the disclaimer Susan put on there. Just because you talk to a psychic and they say you should move, don't sell your house, get a divorce, quit your job or something because a psychic told you to. These are, big life decisions that, it helps to get support, but, I encourage people to think about these things. And it looks like, you're thinking about it. And I feel like, who can I turn to? When I asked this question, the first thing I got was that it feels more like a yes than a no. And I agree with Susan, going there and checking it out. And I mean, I had this one guy when we were Connect to Empower event. He was in my pendulum class, and I did a class with pendulums, and he was saying his pendulum told him to move to Italy or something, and then to stay there, he was going to find his soulmate or something. I'm like, please, you have to, please don't do that. Don't, like the pendulum said, or something like that. These are big decisions. So I like that, we're just putting that out there, that you need to, so plan about these things and look at the energy and, consult, like, what are the prices and what do I, so I like that you said, go there and check it out. That, so, because there's a lot more than we can answer here in 5 minutes to this question.
Yeah.
This is a huge life change.
Yeah,
but I'm getting more of a yes than I'm feeling like you really don't want to stay here. And I want you to stay because then you can vote. No, just kidding. Like everyone, all the Democrats are leaving. What's going to happen?
They can vote from abroad. Oh my God.
Oh, that's very selfish, and I shouldn't say that.
Triggered. We're also triggered right now.
What's going to happen if everybody leaves?
Oh my God, Sibyl, listen. I want to add to what Sibyl's saying is there really are windows of opportunity, and a window can open where you can walk right through it and everything works out. And then timing, the timing slips past and the window closes and then it opens again. So it's also about windows of opportunity. But I agree with Sibyl. I think it feels more like yes, but to me, it's more like the process of letting go of whatever these things are, and then also finding the right place for you, because I feel like you're going to be surprised by where you end up. It's not where you think you want to go. And I think that's why they're saying test all these things out, right?
Okay. And also communicating with your guides. For everybody with these moving questions, it's the more you connect into your intuition and you're working on your spiritual growth path, and so you're asking and then you're listening and communicating with spirit. Because when something feels right, you'll know, but don't make a decision. This is co-creating communication and co-creation. Yeah. So you're co-creating with your guides, but we don't want to make a decision out of fear, because when you make a decision out of fear and panic, it usually is out of the pot, frying pan, and into the pot. So let's not do that. Right. Being a good, having a good and prosperous and healthy, wonderful life is usually when you're tuning into spirit, your guidance. You're just like people, like even really successful people that like, how did you know to do that? I just had a gut feeling. I had this dream. I had an intuition. So when you know. And sometimes that's why I have the stay light here. Like, it's like, because I'm like, I'm ready. I'm like, I'm out of here. And the light is like, I want, not now. I want you to stay. I'm like, okay. So here I am. You said, and I trust that. So it's also about receiving guidance that you trust, not that is out of, panic or fear, or the pendulum was going this way. And so, but developing a relationship with yourself and your guides and, which you all have, that you can trust, that you can be like, okay, I'm just getting this sense, or your higher self. Like I said, your gut sense, like my gut feeling feels like, that's about fear. And so I'm not ready yet, because we don't, like you said, musical chairs, we could all be running in circles because we're going, the sky is falling when,
right. And we're not saying it, we're not saying that you're saying the sky is falling. He asked a simple question. He asked a simple question. We tried to answer it. Let's move on. No, but I get it though. It's like the energy is the sky is falling, right? That's the problem. But I think she makes a good point that we have to sort of disengage from that energy and try to be as calm and neutral as possible. Because that is going to color whatever you think your guides are saying, is if you have that kind of sense.
No, I think he's making good decisions. I think he can trust his intuition because he's thinking that, and it feels right to me. So I didn't mean to suggest that he's saying the sky is falling when the sky is falling, but that, well, that's a matter of perception, I guess. But yeah, but I feel like he has good intuition, and I'm liking the way that energy is going.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's move on to Postcard Girl. She says she's looking for a new job. No luck. Will she find something soon? What is happening with you, dear? You know, I mean, I do think you are going to find something, but I don't feel like it's what you want. Like I feel like it's like a seasonal job, or it's some kind of job that you're kind of settling for. And Sybil is 100% right. When we answer these questions, they're for all of you, because I can tell you that if you're looking for a job and you're not finding a job, usually it means Spirit wants you to either look for a better job, like even one that you're not sure you're qualified for, or change your perspective, right? Like if something is not working out, if you're trying to pound that round peg in that square hole, that's your message. Stop, take a breather. Let's look at the situation. Maybe we should do a 90. Maybe we should go in a completely different direction. So that's kind of what I feel like for you. I feel like that if you trust yourself, or what they often say, if you'll bet on yourself, meaning, you know, like in gambling, you bet everything on red or whatever, bet on yourself, put all your money, all your hopes and dreams on you. I feel like there's a job coming for you that is exactly what you want, and it has the hours. I think apparently there's some like scheduling that you need to match, or you'd like to match. It has your scheduling that you want, and it's in an area that you like, and it's rewarding. And for some reason, and this doesn't mean you have to do this, so please don't take what we say as gospel. Again, we're trying to tell you guys you have free will. This is one option. I saw pets. I don't know. I see art and pets with you. And these things are not together right now. I see you working with pets separately. And then separately, I see you working with art. So I'm not sure if you already work with pets, or if you want to work with pets, or if this is something that you could do that would be that scheduling thing that would give you the flexibility to do something else. Because I get this sense that you have your dream job or your dream career that you don't think you could ever get, or that it would ever pay your bills. So you're trying to look for the job that will pay your bills. And Spirit is trying to tell you, your dream job, put more emphasis and effort into that. What do you think, Sybil?
I like that. I also feel like I saw the job, that this is a job, but it's not really my best thing that I'm really happy with. And I'm feeling like this is more like around the abdomen area, around your belly button area. And it's more what you are working on as a soul is kind of validating your worth, or it's the in the abdomen above the belly button, that is the energy of I am. It's valuing. And so it feels more like you're wanting to bring in this, and maybe if we have time, we'll do a little meditation at the end of creating what you want, or bringing in getting rid of what you don't want to create, calling in what you want. Because I feel, yes, you're getting a really good job somewhere, but it feels like there's some healing that's happening with you, as we all are going through these healing and changing times, where it feels like instead of being forced somewhere just because I am getting a paycheck, you're wanting to have something that you like, something that feeds you, and something where you feel like you're valued. And so that may not be the next job, but that feels like where you're going, if that makes sense.
Yes. No, it makes sense to me. Hopefully it makes sense to you, Postcard Girl, and I hope this helps. We wish you all the best. Well, darn. Okay. Barbara Pryor Smith says, we have the law on our side, but we're being evicted. How will this turn out? You have the law on your side. It feels like stalemate to me. Hopefully Sybil gets something different, but I get like a stalemate. Um, I would follow the advice of your attorney, obviously. When you say you have the law on your side, that doesn't mean you have an attorney. It just means that you feel like the law is on your side. So that's interesting in and of itself too. You have to follow the laws. I'm not going to suggest you break any laws, but if you have the law on your side, I feel like you'll stay there. But I also see you moving, because I think that when you move, you know how we have that saying, thank God for unanswered prayers. You know what I mean? Like, I really wanted this thing to turn out, but it didn't. And thank God it didn't, because it turned out I got this other thing that was so much better. That's kind of what I'm getting from your situation, is that moving, maybe not on their timeline, maybe it's on your timeline, but it actually works out better for you. But it might take a little bit for you to get that. Like, at first, you're going to be like, what was Susan talking about? This is not better. You just have to wait a little bit. It's going to be shown to you. What do you get there, Sybil?
Yeah, I do feel like ultimately like she ends up somewhere better, but I hate to say this, but a lot of people are going through this now, and looking back, I am so grateful this happened, but I'm sorry, I feel like you're in a little bit of what one would call the dark night of the soul. So it's like when I remember I lost my business, my marriage, my home, and I even had to give my dogs to my sister. I had one dog left, and even when my ex moved out, he took all the dishes, so I had paper plates, and I moved into this new place, and I was like, what is happening? And I just I went through a divorce. I cried every day. I said, okay, I'm going to cry every day for you. I'm not saying this is going to happen to you, but I'm just explaining my dark night of the soul. And from that opened up my gifts. It became such an amazing shift for me, and an awareness. And I feel like you are going to, the future is bright. You're going to end up somewhere better, that this is like some kind of a process that you're going through. And that's what it feels like to me. But as far as, I think Susan's correct, as far as like you have legal rights, you can delay this till and ask your guide, your heart, like, okay, help me out here, walk me through this, show me what to do, open up another place for me. Because remember, you know, wherever source is coming from isn't a person or a job, it's source creator. So as you connect with that energy, like, help me out through this, walk me through this. And then, like Susan said, make sure that, you find out what the laws are in your area. I don't know the details of, you say the law, how will this turn out? Can you force it so you stay there? I don't think you want to stay there.
That's what I'm saying. Spirit doesn't want her to stay there.
No, you're not supposed to be there. And so, like, I know it's hard. Force it so you can stay as long as you need to while you're setting up your next step. You use the law for your benefit, and don't just let them do that. But I wouldn't fight a big lawsuit and spend a bunch of money for a place that you don't want to be anyway. Really, you don't want to be there. It's not your home. You have a home, a wonderful home, and I see you, in the future in a good place. That feels like, okay. That feels like, do you have a dog? I see a dog around you, but I feel like the dog is about loyalty, service, and being your own best friend too. So that could be why, but it could also be about, comfort. So I want to pull a card for you here. Oh, I have the Archangel Michael cards for you. Okay. This is a card. Your relatives on the other side are helping you. That's what this is about. It says the romance angels. It can mean that, but it also means that family from the other side, They see what's going on with you and they are assisting you. And family from the other side can help you with, they can influence people, they can influence even what's going on in your bank account or something like that. But they're, they're helping you through this, if that makes sense. You have somebody over there that's really pulling for you. I feel like it's a male, there's a male energy. Okay.
Okay, awesome. Very good. We wish you all the best, dear. We have a lot of questions, so I'm going to try to move a little faster. Let's see. Doug Serby says, do we see him retiring next year? Apparently this August, I saw him retiring. I still see you retiring, but but what I see is spirit, and I'm going to say that it's spirit because that's what it looks like to me. You get offered some sort of too good to pass up, like you're like Susan, it would be stupid not to say yes. Like it's part-time, or it's something that you just really are like, the money and the hour, something is perfect. And you're like, I have to do it. Like you're telling, you're like, I have to do it. I have to do it. I can't not do it. So I do think you can retire, but I feel like something is lands in your lap, they just said. And so it's not like working to you. So maybe you do retire and you become a contractor or a consultant or something, and it's different. What do you think, Sibyl?
Exactly. This is going to fall apart and something else is coming in better, much better. So I don't feel like it's a complete retirement. And then I'm getting making some type of peace offering. Not sure why this is coming through. The white buffalo. Not sure what kind of work you do, but this card comes up when it's making an offering or
well, I think the partner, what I was going to say was, I think the partner wants to retire. And that's what I'm saying when you say, I can't, I got to do it. So I think the peace offering is to whoever the partner is, because this says, do you see us retiring? Well, yeah, I see them retiring, but I see you being like, come on, I would be stupid not to take this, right? So I think that's where the peace offering is, personally.
Okay.
So get your apologies in line now. If it comes through, just bookmark the video at this timestamp and just replay it. Anything else, Sibyl?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. What's that?
They already told me what cards to pull for the next person.
Oh,
I moved on.
Okay. All right. Well, then I have to, I don't even know who this person is. Hold on. Okay. So, all right, Doug, you put that in there twice. Donna Woodford says, will the U.S. be safe in March of 2025? If I travel there at that time, what dangers might I encounter? I don't know where you're going to travel in the United States. It's a great big country. And, like if you travel to some states, you might wander into some issues. But if you stay in the bigger cities that are more, most of the big cities are Democratic and liberal. Let me see, March. All I see is weather. I see you could have some weird weather, like rain, like a lot of rain or something. But I don't see you wandering into a big, problem. Do you see that, Sybil?
No, it's just
But
that.
if you disagree, please disagree.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying in general.
But here's the United States right now. Ah!
Jesus Christ.
But having shown you that, well, we could kind of all knew that. But when you call in, for some reason, I feel I'm not religious, but I feel Jesus or Jesus-like energy around you. And when you call in that energy, I mean, I do that every day. You can get it into, trouble crossing the street. You can get hit by a car. But you don't know what's going to happen when you get out of bed, especially now. Even, so what do? Hide in your bedroom? So you're coming to the United States, so ask for safety. And I say, it says, here's Jesus, and you see the picture here where he's reaching out to grab the hand. He's holding a child, and it says, "Be not afraid, only believe." So you can walk through anywhere, and like whenever, I'll put it this way, if I'm on a dark road by myself, or I'm lost, or I hear a noise at night, I call on, my guides, help me out, be here. And yeah, I also have a big dog and a gun, but but I always ask.
She can't travel with a big dog and a gun, just so that you know. It's not going to get through USA.
I was planning on getting on the airplane with my dog and my rifle. No.
Yes.
Let me fix my camera. It's not.
Hey, next year it might be possible. But I'm not saying there's not going to be places in the United States that are, in turmoil. I'm just saying, when I go into your energy, what I feel like is you have rain issues more than anything. So that's
umbrella.
What's that?
An umbrella.
An umbrella, right? Bring an umbrella. But I like Sibyl's thing is we have personal control. We have so much personal control. Okay, so call on your guides, call on Archangel Michael, whatever it is, for sure. And bring the galoshes. That's what I would suggest. Okay, you can pack that. So let's see. There's Linnea says that her mom needs a healing. She has constant intense pain in both hands from osteoarthritis. Nothing is helping. I got a weird thing for you. Again, it's not medical advice because that would be illegal. But I feel like this arthritis is, okay, how do I describe this? I feel like it could be helped by some like physical therapy. Like you could go on YouTube and figure it out, but it's almost like, I know it's our hands, right? But I feel like by increasing the blood flow in the shoulder, like there's some movements that she could do, especially like right in here. I know it's osteoarthritis, I understand that, but if we improve the blood flow, if we improve the chi, the guides are saying the energy, then she could get some relief. Okay. Also, there's something in the wrist. But so I feel like that could be a little bit helpful. Also, I'm getting reflexology might be helpful. So I'm not saying that this pain is going to go away. I'm just saying that if she could get some relief from the pain, that would probably be good. And to me, it feels like chi is blocked, and it's something in the wrist for sure. But I'm wondering if just stretching and things might actually open up some things. Why does her wrist hurt? Because my wrist is killing me now. What do you get, Sibyl?
So I healed myself years ago by not eating nightshades and drinking cherry juice, but this is osteoarthritis. So, that's one of the hardest things. Doctors they can't really do anything about it. And it's like a degeneration of things. So there's a whole, if you're going at it the more holistic route, there's a whole, that would not be something I could assist you with over here, over this 5-minute thing on the air. But yeah, I pulled this card, so I'm not exactly sure what this means. Is you've got the power. Okay. So yeah, it's just, that's probably one of the hardest things that some people feel like it can have something to do with how old is she? I don't know how old she is, and what her diet is, but it's something, if you heal it, it takes a while. And some people, like a nutritionist or an acupuncturist, might be able to help you with things like your healthcare professional would be able to help you with maybe things like diet and like Susan was saying, stretching and heat can be really helpful. I've noticed that I do yoga and I really like that. That can be really helpful, but everybody's different. So it's not really a question that I could, really address very well on just a YouTube 5 minute.
And it's
That's a
her
long
mom.
term. In other words, that's a long term issue that
Yeah.
is, needs to be addressed. So, but certainly,
She
saying prayers. So when you say prayers for somebody who has an illness like that, what can happen is they'll start receiving the information from their doctor or from whoever they'll see another doctor, or they'll, read an article that this has been helpful. And so ask, what is it in your prayer? Ask, and I'll say healing prayer for her. But ask, what is it that I need to do? Guide me to whatever, the right doctor, the right prescription, the right source that will start to benefit me. And that is, I feel, is the best advice or read I could give you on that now.
Okay. Thank you, Sibyl. Very helpful. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, there's some people giving you advice also in the chat. So I hope that you're also taking, so her wrist does hurt. Okay, taking note of that. Diet is a big deal. Inflammation is a big deal. Stretching is a big deal. Everything that,
I feel like
everything that Sibyl said is also important. And sugar is tough on our body. So, okay, let's see here. I have a few others signed kind of behind us. Cool Cat Flanagan says, you're currently hired as a contractor. You want to know if you'll be hired on soon as an employee, meaning I think what you mean is like with benefits and like all the things that comes with an employee status. Again, I got to tell you that yes, but there's a but here, which is I kind of feel like Spirit wants you to go to a better employer or a better situation. So you could get hired on there, but it seems the energy seems flat and stagnant. Like, oh, we got a prize for you. And you're like, what a prize. Thanks. You know what I mean? Like a letdown almost. So you might actually want to start looking, just kind of keep your options open, and they're saying shop yourself around. Put your stuff out there. What do you think, Sibyl?
I'm seeing like a cat walking on a wire and like a cartoon or something, and then the cat goes whoop and it falls over and it comes back up and it goes boing back on. Like I feel like this is not like my answer to that question is like probably not. We have free will, and that could I don't feel like you want to that's the best place for you. I feel like you got something else coming that's different. It's like a whole new thing. But you're like a cat, and you just like no mistake you have that name, because you just like cats, how they always land on their feet. It's like something else is going to come up and it's going to be like wing, I'm over here. Okay, and then so this is a cool card. 10 of Emotions. Life is blessing you with fulfillment,
Nice,
understanding, and reward. Like wow. So
nice.
Emotional, yeah. If this feels like a better emotional space, I'm feeling like connecting into really loving and valuing yourself can be helpful, because you got something else better coming. It's not this gig.
Yeah. So bet on you, right? You guys, all of you guys, a really good message right now is that, yes, the energy is heavy. Yes, it feels like we're going off a cliff. And how can I dream about the future? How can my future be bright if everything is so dark? Well, guess what? It can be, because we're all going to be living through this. We're all going to have birthdays. We're all going to fall in love. We're all going to get new jobs. We're all going to, why not make the best of it? It doesn't have to be dark. It can be bright. It can be, you can say, I don't know how it happened, but I got the best job ever during this really turbulent time in our country. It doesn't have to be your darkness. Okay. It doesn't have to be your darkness. Don't accept it. Don't allow it to be your darkness. Okay. And that's hard, but you got to work at it, but try to do that. Do you see something, Sibyl, that you want to, do you see something that you want to, because I didn't make it so that you can put it on the screen. Sorry about that.
I saw somebody asking, what is my life purpose? that's not something, and people come to me and then I guess they usually want me to tell them like what job can they find where they're going to make a lot of money. That is your purpose, but also your purpose here is also, I remember I used to have a client that used to ask me that all the time, and I'm like, well, what do you want to do? I don't know. So know what you love, know what you want to do, but know thyself. Your purpose is here, awakening in consciousness. And as you connect with yourself and spirit, and you go through, we're all going through this kind of dark night of the soul as a country, or even as the world, and this awakening process. So as you go through this and you connect with yourself and spirit more, that is your purpose. You're here to grow spiritually and evolve. And whatever job best serves that. Sometimes it's a job just to pay the bills so you can continue your experience here on earth. But what your purpose is to grow and evolve as a soul. And who you work for is source creator, higher self. And so when you connect with that energy, you'll have a better understanding of like, okay. And I guess, and I know everybody has certain agreements about what is they're learning here as a soul. And that's not something I can answer here in 5 minutes on a YouTube. But just give you a basic answer there for that question.
Right. I would just add, what's that, Sibyl?
That applies to everybody.
I would just add this, and this really does work, food for thought. Think of something that a lot of people have told you about yourself. Like you know, like I don't know why people keep saying I would be good at fill in the blank. A stranger said it, a friend said it, an ex said it, your mother said it, your teacher said it. People have said things to you. And here's the thing, you can't see yourself. Ask other people, what do you think I'd be good at? If I were to do some crazy job, if I could do anything in the world, what do you think I'd be good at? People see you clearly. You don't see you clearly. So if you want to know what you're good at, ask someone else how they see you. It could be very interesting for you to do that and to just ask 3 different people, varying degrees of knowing you, and see what they say. It'll really challenge you. I promise you, it'll challenge you. Okay. And it'll give you, because that's what you came here to do. Okay.
I remember going as a teenager, going to this work ed program or whatever to take these tests to figure out what am I good at and what should I be doing. And I remember as a small child, I used to talk to the nature spirits, and the spirit guides would come to me. And I had this vision. I felt like I'm here to help people, and I want to love a child the way I was never loved, the way I didn't feel I was loved. And I used to say, when I grow up, when I was a kid, I used to say, I want a swimming pool, a bunch of kids, and I just wanted to have that and be married and bake pies. That's what I thought I was, mother. And now I am mother. I have divine mother over here. That's what I do for a living. But I had to go through all this, like, what do I want to be like and every job I did, I learned something from that. And once you learn what you're supposed to learn there, or teach what you're supposed to teach to the people who are acting crazy and awful there, or set the boundaries with them or whatever, every place you are, you're there to learn something. And when you get that lesson, then you'll go to the next thing. And so it took me a while to figure out, wait a minute, my life isn't working. What's my purpose? And then it just kind of, it fell upon me, opened up. You might be here to bake pies, wonderful recipe pies. You might be here to fix cars, which is very needed, or take care of pets, or develop, a new product, or be of you may have an agreement to be here of service. And so everything is here teaching you. And once you get it, then it's the next thing. And sometimes, like Susan was saying, it's right in front of you. Everybody's saying that to you. Oh, you're really good at this. But you go, no, I could never do that. I'm not, or what? But that's just an energy. And that's what the energy is shifting now so that you can do that, to believe in yourself. And everything starts with the first step. Because I thought, I went to some angel workshop and I put my ex-husband's stuff in the front porch. I changed the locks and I'm like, I'm out of here. And I drove down the freeway like Thelma and Louise. I'm like, I can't even barely find the grocery store in a town where I'm not, let alone drive, 5 hours to LA, and I'm driving all over. I'm lost. Help me. And I found the place and I went in there and they were, it's so, and I was like, I'm home. This is my place. And then they all said, go home, Sibyl, and quit your job and be an angel reader. And I was like, are you out of your freaking mind? I have bills to pay. I'm not just, so I didn't do that. For 8 years, I just stayed at my job, but I kept doing what I loved. And finally, one day I felt like I'm ready. I still can't believe I do what I do, but I'm like, I don't know why and that could be with any career. It could be that you're creating art, or you open a restaurant, or you are writing, or whatever it is that you're doing. But life is too short. It's time for you to do what you love, and it starts with the first step. Have your Thelma and Louise moment, maybe, if that feels right for you. Let's just drive down the road. I'm like, this is crazy. And I was lost and it was dark and I was calling like, help me out. And like, I could barely read. I mean, like the worst thing, they didn't even have GPS. So I'm looking at the map. I'm like, is this?
I know. I remember those days. I remember those days. I love that. I'm glad. That is such a wonderful cheering on for us all, Sibyl. Thank you so much. I love that so much.
Well, thank you.
It's true. It's all true, you guys. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. This energy isn't going to allow us to sit still. This energy, you're not going to be able to put up with the relationship. You're not going to be able to put up with the bad job. You're not going to be able to put up with the bad health or the bad living situation. You're out of patience. Period. End of story. So that's why 2025 is going to be musical chairs. We're all going to be like doing the thing, because you can't stay in the middle. You have to commit to yourself. The middle is uncomfortable.
I saw that video you did, Susan, where you say that it's time for the bully energy. You're done with the bullies. And I was trying to make nice with my MAGA family members and trying to like save them when they're crying and hanging off the side of stuff. And I'm right here for you and all that. And I'm glad I did that. But then after the election, they're like going to me like, well, you really you shouldn't have your house. That wasn't your house. It was grandpa's, gave you that, whatever. But I'm a woman and I shouldn't have a house and my work is nothing. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with you.
Wow.
Okay. I'm just like, I don't even care. I'm not going to come for Christmas. I'm like, I'm done. Susan was right. When you said that about the bullies, it was just on time. I was just like, okay. And I have no patience for it anymore. Somebody's like that, I'm just like, yeah, I'm done with you.
We're all like that, you guys. We don't have the patience. Our patience has been worn thin. So bet on you. Pick you. Choose you. What can I do today to make myself feel better? What can I do? What is one little thing I can do? It's just a little thing. And then those little things start adding up. I mean, I know it's hard. It's hard for me, right? But we're going to keep marching, stepping towards the light. That's where everything is going to get better. You're going to find people to help you.
And it's usually true. You're not going to usually go from in a pit of despair to feeling great and amazing in 5 minutes. Give yourself a little tiny crack. Let the light come in like a little bit. Just crack the door open. Just a possibility. The light is, and let yourself have that. And we can no longer let our happiness be determined by what is going out there, what other people say, what other people say that we can or can't do, or can or can't have, or can or can't be, and take back, stop looking out the door going, ooh, oh, and it's like we've fallen into a pit. So how long are you going to stay in there? It's like this old story of like, you walk down a road, you fall into a pit, and you're stuck in there for years of despair and loneliness and awfulness and poverty, whatever. You find a way to crawl out. You walk down a road, you fall in the pit. You walk down a road, you fall in the pit. One day you walk down the road, you look down in the pit, and you go, I don't think I'm going to go in there. There's probably something, and look somewhere else and go somewhere else. One day you walk down the road and you look down where that pit is down there, and you go,
yeah,
not today, not today. And so what I'm saying is that we climb out of this despair, sometimes little things, like Susan said, a little thing, a little bit. How long are you going to, like when I went through my divorce, I said every day, and luckily I worked as a massage therapist and it was dark and I could turn off the lights. And I told people I have allergies. They're like, are you okay? And I'm like, because I couldn't stop crying. I cried every day. And I thought, I'm going to cry every day for a year. And when a year is over, I'm going to be done. So I set a limit for myself. So sometimes we have to like pull ourselves out of it and go, okay, you know what? I'm going to give myself 2 weeks or one day or whatever, one more of this. And then I'm going to start to, you know what can I do to make it better? Because we can't give up. It isn't over yet. We will have victory. We will, the sons and the daughters of the light, we will have victory. We will. I know that. I'm sorry. I just it's just, we've lost the battle and it's hard right now, but we can't give up. Okay. So don't give up on yourself and your life. And so maybe you need to focus on yourself. Stop looking at the news every 5 minutes and being freaked out, and get off the roller coaster ride for, a few minutes so you can get in a better space. Then you can come back and fight on a better day, But yeah. Okay, so enough of my pep talk there. I guess we're just about out of time.
We can go a few more minutes longer. Be gentle, and then I know it's musical chairs, but try not to make, and I think this has been the theme of this as well, try not to make like instant snap decisions. Try to make a decision, sleep on it, maybe pull some cards the next day, maybe ask some friends, because this energy we're in is going to change. The energy is changing. Actually, we're making a big astrological change tomorrow, and things are going to feel different next week. They're going to feel different the week after. So just try to hang on. Just don't make any really, really snap decisions. Okay. I have a whole series that's free on YouTube called Wisdom on Wednesdays. Wow. If you click my logo, you can go to my main channel. You can go to playlist. You can click on wow. There's 99 videos, you guys, on how to connect with your spirit guides, how to raise your vibration, you name it. It's like you could spend, instead of being on the news, watch somebody's helpful video, watch Sibyl's videos, go spend the time enriching yourself. It'll pay off in big dividends. Okay.
Yeah. Do you have any classes coming up or anything?
I just finished a class, but
okay.
Who knows what has happened. How about you? You have any classes coming up?
Oh yeah, I have Healing with the Angels on December 7th. And that's on my website.
See, there you go, guys.
Yeah, that'll be really cool.
SibylHarmony.com, right? Your website is www.sibyl. You can see her name on the screen, harmony.com. So yeah, so she's got Healing with the Angels. I mean, that's investing in yourself.
Yeah, and I'll have some other classes coming up that will be posted there, but they're not posted yet. I have a feng shui class coming up with Donna. Actually, I'm doing that, and that's going to be posted soon. So yeah, they're
with Donna Forrest, who's in the chat.
Yeah.
Nice feng shui. See, you guys, oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. Spirit lit me up like a Christmas tree. If you want to change your life, one of the things you do is take their feng shui class, but before you do that, move stuff around your house. Your house is stale. Your energy is stale. If your life is stale, you're stuck. I can't make a decision. I can't think straight. Number one, don't think while you're in the house. Drive to a park. Take a walk. That's why people say, I'm taking a walk to clear my head. Because when you're outside of your house, you can think clearly. When you're in your house, you've got the worries, you've got the stale energy. Maybe it's time to sage your house, but also move things around. Move the lamp, take the art down, put it across, replace it, change a color. It really can change your energy. This is the thing: you sleep in, you eat in, you spend all your time here. We don't spend enough time thinking about our house and thinking about how it could actually be holding us back because the energy is stale or whatever the thing is, right? So even without taking a class, if you don't have the money to do that, you can go online and look at feng shui. You can look at energy of your house. You can simply start moving things around the house. Now, when you stub your toe and you're screaming at Susan, don't contact me. But but it really does work, you guys. Again, you have personal power. All the power's in you. It's not in the government. It's not. It's in you. You can change it. You can create your best life even in a shitty government. Guess what? We've done it, haven't we? We've been living through some. Reagan, the Bushes, Trump. Did we all die? Did we all stop? No, sometimes we had kids. Sometimes we got married. Sometimes we found love. Sometimes we got the best job ever. We've got to change our perspective a little bit.
Yes, I love that. Thank you.
We went on a rant. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. There's one more. I just want to do this because I did have a client once that had, and I'm not doing sessions, but I did have a client once that had this situation. And I think it can be, I think we all have this situation. Hold on. Oh, great. I don't see it now. There's a person here who had a question about, okay, wow, I don't see it. Okay. All right. I'm just going to answer it and then we're going to answer this one. Somebody had a question about hoarding. Hoarding is, it's obviously it's a diagnosis, it's a mental diagnosis. If you're getting professional help from a counselor or from some sort of professional help, that would be the best thing. Also, if you're doing this yourself, if you don't have any money, you can go on YouTube and you can try to do some hypnosis, because the reason you're hoarding is inside here and it's buried in here in your body. And it's not something that you can kind of talk yourself out of. Sometimes you have to find the hidden wound that's causing you to hoard, that's been triggered, even if it's from a past life. But typically, if it's from a past life, it's also reinforced in this life, and you're hoarding for safety. So you've got to break that pattern. You've got to get in there, usually through hypnosis or through some sort of deep subconscious way, to start dismantling that hidden block energy. Do you have anything to add to the hoarding thing? So
Yeah, I agree. It's unresolved trauma. Yeah.
okay.
So
And then go ahead.
it can be hard to, yeah, you do probably need some help, some support. You know, I mean, I've done it a little bit. I used to sit and meditate in this room. When I first started meditating, there was this huge desk. And then I opened my eyes and I thought, and if I ever become homeless, I could sleep under that. And I was like, what? Or keeping jeans in my closet that are way too small. Those are for the lean times, in case I get really skinny and I could fit. I'm like, you're never going to lose the weight. I mean, you could, but I mean, like, that's a size 7. I haven't been that since I was 15. It's not going to happen. If you
And you're
haven't
going
worn
to
it
change
in
your
5 years, then if it's broken, you're not going to fix it.
let it
If it's been
go.
there on the shelf for more than 3 months and you haven't fixed it, get rid of it. Yeah, and it gives you
But
more
although
energy. You get more energy because you're not all clogged up with stuff that doesn't allow you to breathe or have new energy come in. Like, get rid of the old stuff. You can give it, donate it to Goodwill, or, you know, where it can be recycled. There are things you can do with it that are, you know, or there's 3 piles. The pile that I'm never getting rid of, and go into a room and make 3 piles. The pile I don't know about, and the pile that, yes, I'm getting rid of it. And start with that and get rid of that. So that way you have at least that stuff. Every week I take a bag of stuff to the Goodwill or something, because I'm just trying to downsize. Like, if you think of like an ascetic, they have like a mattress, 3 outfits in the closet, and maybe a pot and a cup. They don't have stuff. Why? Because they want their energy to be really light, because they don't want to be stuck here with all this heaviness. They're connected to spirit. And so when I thought of that, I was like, wait a minute, why do I have all this? Like, see all this stuff? Now, I love this stuff. I'm using this stuff, but like, why do I have all this stuff? Like, outfits I've never worn, and outfits that haven't been out for 5 years, and, you know, pots and cups, and like, what am I saving all the, like, I'm not having any more family, and like, get out.
But see, that's it.
Out
You
of it.
see this, you got
I've
to
read
pay
all those
attention to
books.
the
Why are all those books piled up on like shelves and shelves of books? Because look what I've read. I'm like, I'm not reading it again. So I started
right.
putting it in the book box so other people can read it.
Yes. But it's the reason behind. See, that's the key, you guys. Am I never going to be young again? I don't want to give away these genes from when I was 20. Am I ever, you know, the reasoning behind it. Look, that's the trigger. Look at the trigger. Okay, I'm not giving this away because it makes me feel this way. Honor it, discuss it with yourself, figure it out, because if you look at it and you accept it, you bring it into your consciousness from your subconscious, then you can actually acknowledge, oh, wait, now that I'm really thinking and engaging with this situation, I see now. So you got to, the way they say, the worst person to talk to is your own self in your own head, right? Get it out into the consciousness in front of you.
Yeah.
And then even just put it in the pile of, it's going to go away. But think about how that makes you feel every day, you know, so you can grieve it. You can start to let it go, right? Let's do this last question from Alcy Me. Again, you guys, look, we're not therapists. This isn't professional medical advice at all. Please always see a doctor, always see a therapist, always see a professional, period, end of story. I think a lot of us are going to be battling with depression, which is, I think, one of the reasons why they asked me to talk about this. If you're on medication, sometimes the medication stops working. If you're not on medication, please consider your resources on how you could possibly get on medication. Okay. Okay. What they're telling me is, and I think, again, we just talked about this in my class. We're out of our body. Being in our body is painful. Being in this freaking timeline is painful. We're connected to everybody's pain, especially if you're an empath. You're like, oh my God, I feel how bad this is going to be. I feel darkness. I just feel this cloud over me. The first thing I tell empaths is, when you feel that impending doom and you don't know where it's coming from and you don't know why it's there, the first thing I want you to do is do a checklist. How am I? Like, literally. Okay, I'm okay. I mean, maybe I'm thirsty and some water. I mean, I'm okay, right? So, okay. Now, how is my loved ones? They're okay. Okay. How is my house, my dwelling? Okay. Well, guess what? Then that's not yours. That doom and gloom cloud is not your cloud. And allow it to pass on by, because it's not you. It's not for you. You're over here getting somebody else's mail. Don't get somebody else's mail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Say a prayer. Oh my gosh, I feel this doom and gloom, and I would just like to ask that the suffering be lessened. I would like to ask that the light come out for everyone. So it be. Then take yourself, get up out of your chair, off of the couch, because you need to do action after this. and walk to the window and look out the window, or do a task, load the dishwasher, comb your hair, walk outside if the weather's amenable, and just, even if you're barefoot, because I want you to feel something. If you're combing your hair, you feel something and you're taking care of yourself. Do not criticize yourself under any circumstances. Period. End of story. You're not allowed to criticize yourself under any circumstances. If you're combing your hair, you're not saying, my God, my hair's too long or I'm too fat. What the hell? Why? That is useless. Don't do that. Then the next thing is, so you've released it. You've released the cloud. You've taken action. You've done a little something. The next thing is, be kind to yourself. Get the lotion out that you never use and put it on you. Put on the heating pad. Put on something snuggly. Do something nice for yourself. It doesn't have to be eat a carton of Oreos. It could be get some water, or put on the back massager, or put on that happy song, or put on that movie that you really like. This is how we're going to take care of ourselves and get through this. Every day is going to be a hill. You're going to wake up and you're going to have to do these things every day. You're going to have to remind yourself, this isn't my doom and gloom. I know this is going to be bad for some people, or maybe it's going to be bad for me, but I'm going to have some resources. I'm going to have some help. I'm going to call my friend that calms me down. You guys, we cannot give up the fight. We cannot give up the fight of our mental health, but we also can't give up the fight of being human, because they need us. And the last thing I'll say is, and I'm going to say this, I swear to God, every time I get on a video, we always say, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Don't we always say that? My God, I'm finally seeing the light at the end of this tunnel. Well, guess what the spirit guide said? You're in the tunnel. Guess what the light is? The light is other souls. It's other souls celebrating that birthday. It's other souls going out to dinner. It's other souls taking that nice hot shower. It's other souls reading a book, listening to a podcast. That's the light. Sometimes you're in the tunnel and you need those souls to be doing their thing, to be falling in love, to be getting that new job, to do whatever it is they're doing. And then guess what? Sometimes you're the light and you're like, got a new job, I got new friends, I met this new person, and you've got room to be excited. And guess what? They're in the tunnel. It's not always going to be up. It's going to be up and down. Sometimes we're in the tunnel, sometimes we're the light. That's okay. Be okay with that. When you're in the tunnel, know somebody else is holding your light for you. When you're holding the light, know that someone's in the tunnel, and that dinner you're having, that trip you're taking is for them. Is to give them the hope of the light. Okay, sorry. I'm serious about that message.
Yeah. Awesome.
Anything you want to add, Sibyl?
No, that I love that. And I really like when you're saying rubbing lotion. I remember one of my Buddhist teachers told me, when you rub lotion on, don't just go, like, love yourself, love your body, honor yourself. Yeah.
Honor yourself. Honor yourself. You guys, we have to do this. It's our job. We are the cavalry. We are the ones we've been waiting for. And to whatever degree every day, sometimes you're not the light. Sometimes you're not. You're just like, just kind of floating in that kind of dark night of the soul. That's okay. That is okay. Just be as gentle with yourself as you can. Yeah, turn the news off. It's terrible. The news is terrible. It's only going to get worse. Surround yourself with all the good vibration things you can. The sound, the music, the visuals, the movies, the friends. And don't be afraid to be happy. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to celebrate. It's okay. Okay. We do, and that's true. This is a great community. This is a great tribe, right? Thank God that we have each other, because those people that don't have people like us, they don't have a community, and that it's really hard.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Do you
Yeah.
want to do do you want to do anything else, Sybil? Are you good? What's going on?
It's up to you. I can do it.
Okay. If you guys want to stick around, Sybil's going to do just a quick maybe if you can make it less than 5 minutes, because we've been on here for an hour and 15.
Yeah.
She's going to do a quick meditation if you want to stick around. If you need to go, obviously, you do what's best for you. But we're not going to take any more questions. We're just going to do a meditation, and then we're going to close it out. Okay.
Okay. So let's just kind of check in with ourselves. We talked about not going outside for the answers. And so let's just kind of come back to ourselves and kind of, like, if you want, you can hug yourself or put your hands here and just kind of feel some love. And even if you're having depression or sorrow or anger or fear or dark night, whatever, questions, confusion, let's have compassion for the parts of ourselves that are feeling that way. Don't judge. The worst thing you can do is judge yourself or blame yourself. Why am I not better? Why is this, And so let's just kind of close our eyes and go inside and breathe. And let's call in, I'm calling in, whenever you're watching this, in all time and directions, your healing angels, your guides, sending you love and comfort, loving and valuing yourself. Breathe and relax. And let's ask the guides and angels to cut any cords. Archangel Michael's a really good one for that. Cut any cords of fear or depression and remove any lower energies from you that are affecting your self-esteem, bringing in the energy of clarity. Or let's actually create like a bubble, if you would, a bubble, and let all those lower energies go into anything that isn't serving you that you're ready to let go of, and let it go into like a bubble outside of your aura. And you can use your intention, whether you see it or not. You can visualize or just use your intention, because your intention is very powerful, of letting go of, you got to let go of everybody else's stuff. Everybody else that's traumatized and having the dark night of the soul, because you'll never, you're not going to be able to lift them up or be the light when you're holding everybody's stuff. I'm sorry, but just give them to Creator. Give them to Source Creator. Because everyone created their own issues so that they could resolve them. And so let it all go into the bubble, your family members, your community, whatever's going on politically. Whoop, there it goes. There it goes. Maybe you're creating lots of bubbles, and let the bubbles float off into Creator Source. Let the guides, the angels, Archangel Michael and his band of mercy take those bubbles wherever. There he is. Thank you, Michael. So that that energy can be transmuted. The depression, the sorrow, the grief, the fear, it's all energy and frequency. And now let's call in your energy, your light, your frequency, your higher self's energy. Like the purple light, the little orb here, you have light. Your higher self is on the other side. And your higher self is pure light and wisdom. On the other side, all is well. And the more you connect with your higher self and bring in the energy of all is well, I am healing, I am healed, I am. I am love. I am peace. I am clarity. And let that light come in as you breathe. Breathe it in. Let's let a little bit of joy, maybe a little joy. Happiness. Right now there are puppies playing. There are children having birthdays. There's beautiful views and sunrises and sunsets. There's wonderful holidays and people enjoying each other and people falling in love. And while we're here, let's bless that. Bless you, heal you. Let's bless the rivers, the oceans, the lakes, the mountains, the trees, the animals, the birds. May all people be treated with dignity and respect. May all people have clean air, good water, and good food, and a safe place to live. And I allow myself to give and to receive. Connected to Source, I am, you are. The daughters and the sons of the light, and you are connected in light. You are the light, you are the love, you are the wisdom, you are the peace, and you are the way. Thank you for being here at this time on earth and being in your life. Be kind, as Susan says. Be gentle with yourself. And be kind to each other. Don't put up with the bullies. Set your boundaries. But know that love is the way forward and that we are the light. The light, we may be in the tunnel, but we see the light. Sometimes we're the light, sometimes the other ones are the light, but we are all the children, the sons and the daughter of the light, and we will live in victory, and so it is.
So it is. That was beautiful. Thank you, Sibyl. That was really beautiful. That was so helpful. Thank you.
But don't you just feel like you're in a whole different space?
I do. I feel a lot more calm.
That's the guides.
Yeah, I feel a lot more calm. Thank you. Thanks,
awesome.
everybody.
I love this energy. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just remember you can go on YouTube and get meditations. You can bookmark the time of this one and come back to this and listen to this anytime you want. It's there for you, okay?
Yeah.
We're all there. I know it really does shift your energy. I think we just get so caught up in the anxiety that we forget to help ourselves. We forget that, hey, we can actually stop. We can stop doing that, stop that energy and take a little break and do a little meditation. And I think we get caught up in, we have to be anxious because it's an anxious time. And the spirit guides are saying, you don't have to be anxious in an anxious time. You don't have to be. It's not your anxiety, let it go, Yeah. There will be times when you need to be anxious or you need to be involved or you need to be whatever, but it's not 24/7 right now. Come on, you guys, we need to manage it as better as we can.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This has been so awesome.
Thank you, Sibyl. You guys check out her channel, Sibyl Harmony. She's got a YouTube channel. She's got classes, sibylharmony.com. She does readings. Let's all support each other, okay? We're going to get through this together. We really are. We're going to get through this all together.
Wait, look at the time. It says 1, 2, 3. It said, right when I said that, it said 1, 2, 3, 5, 4.
Nice. That's awesome. 1, 2, 3, 5.
Numbers. That's another thing that teach us that we're in an awakening. When you notice numbers, that it just was okay. Well, anyway.
No, it's all spirit. It's talking to us, like her beautiful purple orb back there behind her. It's amazing that it's turning her wood purple.
Yeah,
I mean,
see
if
the orb.
anybody's ever tried to project a color on wood, it's impossible. Like if you
I
wanted
didn't know
to.
that. Okay.
Yeah, it's really
Maybe that's why
hard.
they're there like that.
It's so
I
dark.
remember.
Like,
I remember before the first Empower to Connect, you put out this video and you were saying like there's a feather, and I kept saying, is this the right thing? Should I be going? Should I be doing this? I already said yes, and I bought my ticket, but I'm like always asking, am I on the right path? And I walked outside, and right on my front porch there was this little feather, and I'm like, oh my God,
nice.
Susan was right. There's the feather showing me, yeah. And sometimes we just need those little affirmations. Ask, like, oh, okay, yeah, there it is.
Ask
And
for signs, you guys.
there's the
Ask
light.
for signs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask for a heart and then see where they show up. Ask for feathers. Just ask for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, everybody. You guys take really good care, okay? We'll see you again right here on YouTube, but take really good care of yourselves, okay? We're all sending you our love, and we're all going to make it through this together, okay?
Peace
Bye,
out.
everybody.